confession?
What?
Hashim, you know damn well you're supposed to get the confession.
Oh my god, bro! Why?
Why? Yes, sir. Welcome back to HBCU, the show, the podcast, the Rising Good People. I'm one of your co-hosts, Bobby K, and my fellow co-host.
Shame the dream. You already know what it is. And our editor, our lovely honorary guest host.
I know. Wait, y'all. Look at the beads. How colorful out here.
Are
You
you?
ready?
Is it a collection? What's going on?
It's a collection. Diamond up, bro. The beads up.
This man trying to be Thanos in this bitch. God damn.
Yeah.
Okay, you got a champ. No, I don't want no smoke with Wale. Wale Thanos over here. All right.
Definitely.
We're gonna get into it. Y'all see the title. We got another episode of a confession. Hashim, it's on you.
All right. I haven't done one in a while. I haven't. This is a calm one from my previous.
Here we go.
It really is though. All right, ready? So this is from JSU. My husband still puts his mama before me, even though we're married. Before we got married, I would understand, but I feel like once you get married, you're married to your wife. Your wife should be number one woman in your life. Thoughts, comments.
So this is a college. So this is a college couple that is married. Is that what I'm hearing?
That happens all the time.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out how old they are.
Probably like 23. Grad school.
They could be older. They could be in their late 20s. I'm just trying to figure out their age because I'm trying to figure out what his mindset would be. Because I feel like if he's like a little bit younger, that could explain why it's more of maybe a tug of war on his heart between, his mom, obviously, who, has raised him, and, we don't know. I'm going to assume that they're in a two-person household. They grew up in a two-person household. But regardless, their mom raised him and, brought him life and is the person that, he's gone to throughout his life when, difficult times, adversity. And now it's a new woman. It's his wife, lover of his life that is going to be the mother of his kids. I think it's a tough dynamic to transition to because all your life you're used to your mother being the number one woman in your life. But at a certain point, once you are engaged and you're about to get married and you're living with this person and you have a spouse and you're about to have kids, like that person is the number one priority because like this is the person that you are building with. This is the person that you are experiencing the rest of your life with, even after your parents might be gone. So, you're gonna have to put boundaries on your mother if your wife feels like she's getting in between the relationship.
I think it depends what the situation is. What is the living situation? Because it has to be they're probably the mother lives with them, or is they living with the mom or something? What's the dynamic? Because
I didn't think about that. That's a good
point. I want to know where this
is
stemming from.
Why would that change the outcome?
That changes a lot.
Because if you're isolated, not isolated, but if you are if you're isolated with your partner for life, that gives you more reason and it's easier to get that transition from your parents / mom to your wife. You feel me? There's not that constant presence of your mom looming over you for whatever reason. I gotta take care of my, especially if you're the type to take care of your parents too at some point. Like, I gotta take care of my moms, my pops, this, that, third. Like, they're your responsibility as much as you're their responsibility. And as you get older, you wanna provide for your parents. I think that's easier to do from a distance than being in their presence all the time and balancing that attention. That's why I asked. But
it's easier. It's easier to take care of them, like you said, actually, if they're closer to you. Now, but like you said, if you're trying to create a boundary to where you are focusing on being a family man with your wife, then yeah, that aspect is better from a distance and on your own accord.
Mm-hmm. There's to it. It depends on the person, but the point. So
wait, Hashim, you have a question?
Yeah, I wanted to go more in detail, but finish while
Down
go.
to it, yeah, they need to have a talk about it. Like, yeah, that's your life part. That's your wife. So you gotta fix that. But again, I need to know what their living situation is. I don't know what the dynamics are. Go ahead.
I don't understand how the living situation would affect his priorities at that point. Because one, I'm gonna assume that he's say they do live together. All of them live together, right?
Hmm.
Whether mom living with them or they're living with the mom, right? So why does that affect the priority situation? Are you still gonna be like, yo, um, you go hop in the back seat, mom's gonna be in the front. Oh, my mom said I'm gonna pick up some stuff, so I'm gonna leave you at the hospital real quick, and I'm gonna go pick up the groceries
It's
real
not
quick.
really. It's not really that. It's not trivial stuff like that. It's more so like if when you're if okay, first of all, it's a separator between if the mom is if they are living in the same household, if the mom is living with them or if they're living with her. That is a whole different aspect itself because if they're living in her house, in his mom's house, then that does matter in their relationship because now they have to abide by what her rules are and her house standards. So, like with groceries or just upkeep of the household, that stuff can create tension depending on how the mom wants things or how the wife wants things. And even if the mom is living with them, if she's living with them and she has health issues, so to speak, they have to take care of her. But if the wife and mom don't really get along like that, then that's a tug on the emotional strings because as a son, you want to take care of your mom. You want to make sure that she's okay. You want to make sure that she's healthy, but you don't want to agitate your life partner. Like happy wife, happy life. So that does matter.
So say you have a grown child, like 16 years old,
That's
right?
grown.
Grown enough, 18 years old,
An older child. We'll say that.
18 years old. Let's make them an adult.
Yeah, yeah. We're not calling teenagers grown. An older child. Good.
Let's make them an adult. I'm not talking about they're not 4 years old. Like they could fend for themselves at 16, 17.
I got you. I got you. Good.
I don't have to be like, oh, what do you eat today? Oh, you had crackers. Oh my god, why didn't you? Yeah, 18. They're adult legally, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Is it the what's taking priority? The parent, the mom, or your son or daughter?
I mean, your child's always gonna go first. Like
Why?
that's.
But why?
Do you mean? Well,
Why?
why
Why is
it's
it?
your child?
Why is it your? Because I'm putting it in a way because when you get married, that's and you have a child, that's your family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm putting it away like how my brother put it. Cause I was like, oh yeah, you're my immediate family. He's like, you're not my immediate family anymore, which I'm not. Because he has a child, he has a wife. That's his immediate family.
True.
So I wouldn't take priority over his child, right?
Or his wife.
So
Honestly,
how? But but yeah. So what? Why is that? Why is there a difference for the child and not the wife taking priority over the mom now? Because even when you get married, you're legally binding.
what I'm saying is the wife. I from okay. So usually, what is it? How it's told is the children, and then your spouse slash partner, and then parents, and then siblings, and everyone else out there, homies, whatever. So the child is always going to be first because that is yours. You created them. You nurturing them. In essence, your spouse should come before the mom. Yes, we're not arguing that point. But in the scenario that they are living with the mom or the mom's living with them, based off what you just said in the confession, he is conflicted on which one should be the priority. And that can I could understand it from the perspective of, especially if they're living under her roof, they how is he going to go against what she thinks or go against
Bro,
her judgment? Especially if the mom doesn't like the wife. We didn't
we're
think,
assuming
think
that
about that.
Well, if the mom don't like the wife, he done known that in the relationship that they had prior to them getting married.
Yeah, but they're all living together. They all
Who
might be
said they're living together?
we are putting together
You
different
making an
scenarios.
assumption. I got a different side scenario because I'm being the Bobby of today, right? I'm doing side scenarios. I'm the questionnaire, the Riddler. So
Make sure
say
you answer all these questions because since you want to
you
be me.
don't. So anyway,
Okay.
say you and your significant other, right, having a child. Who are you saving, the child or your significant other?
What the fuck? How did it turn into that?
Because
We are
said
doing a
you-
confession about the
because-
mom and wife, and you
no,
turn it
because-
into who you saving first.
because
What?
you put the ranking of obviously your child's gonna come first, then your wife, and then your mother. That's why I asked the question. All right, I have my answer.
Ola Wale, please answer the question, sir.
Am I saving my child and my wife first?
Yeah, child that's just got born, like not even born. It's a pregnancy, and you can either
that
child,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Ooh,
Wait. It's a pregnancy. The child's not born yet?
The child it's during birth. You can either save the child or you can save your wife. You only get to pick one. This happens in real life. Like this has happened in real life. It's not just
How? But how are you saving the child that's being born, but not the wife? Are you saying like the pregnancy complications?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You didn't specify that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Damn, son. That's a
Priorities.
tough one. That's a tough one because I can't answer that one too lightly.
I got my answer. Easy.
Okay, well, Hashim, before you say your answer, because I know you about to say
Sorry,
something.
know my answer.
No. Before you say some wild shit, because you about to say something off the wall.
Real quick. I think for now, I think I'm gonna have to choose my wife because that's my life. Like in that situation, like at that point, how do I tell my child, yeah, your mom had complications having you, and that's why she's not here. I don't know.
But the thing, okay, so this is a serious topic. So let's chill on the jokes because Hashim about to say some crazy shit. With pregnancy complications, so like if you decide to choose your wife in that scenario, right, and you basically, how do I say this without it being like banned off of YouTube? Your child is not alive. Let's just say you could be in a scenario where your wife can't be fertile again, or you cannot have children possibly. So you're risking not having children again rather than possibly saving your child and not having your wife.
Adoption is an option.
I feel you, but I don't know.
I'm not saying this like it's like easy. Like it's a rough because it's like I made memories with you, this person to be my wife, my love to be for the rest of my damn life, and now it's like, oh, they give birth to my child. I mean, that's my offspring. It's my child. But then now my love of my life is gone. Like,
I feel like the better scenario would have been like if like your wife and like actual born child is like swimming and you can only save one. Who would you save? Because I feel like an unborn child. No. I'm gonna answer the question. I'm just saying an unborn child, Wale probably doesn't have the full connection to fully be like, oh, I have to save my unborn child, compared to like, oh, I could just have another one. Whereas in this like a swimming scenario, like you've groomed, you've nurtured them. So now it's like, no, my child is 10, 12. I can't lose them. So in that scenario, like, yeah, I'm gonna save my child. I might save my child even with the pregnancy, to be honest, like just off the strength of like, miscarriages happen and like people talk all the time about how devastated they are from those. So the idea of like not having that child, that's always going to be on my mind, even with my wife being there. So Hashim, relax what you got to say, please.
I'll say.
This man's smiling deviously.
It is deviant.
I'll pick my wife, right? So I'll pick my wife. You know, I was gonna say it in a different way, but since it's a serious topic, I'll be serious. Uh,
I'm trying to save you.
You know, I
I'll choose
want.
my wife. You
Uh,
know, yeah, I feel like if you were to choose the kid, and uh, then it's just you and the kid, your child, single parent home as well, and then you gotta have to grow up. You gotta have to. They're gonna ask questions as they grow older. You also don't have a connection to the child as well, right? You have a connection to you have a connection with
Oh,
your. I'm not talking about the swimming situation. That's different. You always ask the impossible questions,
how is that
but
impossible? That's actually more
I can't
reasonable.
swim. It's an impossible question.
I can't either. If you could though, which
I
one
am.
would
I'm.
you say?
We all gone at that point.
saving both. I'm saving both my child and my wife.
Back to the original. I would. I think he needs to, like you said, talk to his wife, talk to his mom as well, and get his priorities straight. Talk to if he has his dad there as well. You can ask him for advice or any older siblings, or friends.
Hashim, let me ask you. So when you say talk to the mom and talk to the wife, A, how should he bring it up? Whatever the however way, and B, should he talk to them separately or in a group conversation?
You can do whatever make you feel comfortable. If they hate each other, probably do it together. I say do it together regardless. Let the boundaries be said and know that you said the same thing to both of them and not saying, oh, I said this to somebody and then something else to somebody else where the lines could get blurred. I think if you talk to them at the same time, you have a set boundary, be like, this is what's going to happen moving forward. I still care for you deeply, but my priority is said wife. Or if he wants to go the other way, and that's he says his priority is mom, and you just gotta have to understand that's always gonna be my number one priority. Still have to do it in a group setting, I think.
I don't really understand the idea of him choosing his mom over his wife. Like that's just like respectfully, that's
But
just
you could say you could be like it depends on the situation. Like say the way that she's saying he's choosing the mom over her is like, oh, I'm gonna visit my mom today instead of going shopping with her. Oh, I'm gonna. It could be in a certain way where she thinks he's just choosing prioritizing her, but it's really just like, oh, she's sick. Why not? And why am I not gonna visit her and go shopping with you today when this is
no, no,
my.
no. No. What I'm saying is, you said, oh, he could go the other way where he's like, oh, I'm gonna choose my mom because she's always gonna be my number one priority. And what I'm saying is, I wouldn't understand that mindset of doing that because like you're gonna theoretically be with your wife longer term than with your mom.
Now that marriage is cooked when he says that. I'm just saying
Oh,
whether
that's what
he
I'm
say it or
saying.
not.
Like,
I'm just saying just say it to get the air clear, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be cooked after that. But if she accepts it, that's fine. That's their
Wale,
business.
Wale, for you, do you feel like once you get married, and obviously I'm presuming you would have children with the woman you marry. Do you feel like you will be choosing your wife as your number one woman over your? Well, first of all, I would assume you choose your daughter first, but would you choose your wife over your
Or
mom
son.
or son? Well, I'm talking from a woman aspect, but of course, your
But
son too.
am I choosing between?
Are you when you get married, do you feel as though you will be choosing your wife as a priority in your life over your mom, or it would still be your mom?
No,
And when you have kids, will they be the top priority over everyone?
yeah, that's a fair estimate because well, kids they need they're the most defenseless one, so they need the most attention. And up to a certain point in the age, that's when like, okay, now I can switch back to my wife because now my kids are more self sufficient and everything. But yeah, I choose my wife as my priority over my mom's. But I would say though, with that said, if I do when I do that, I don't my wife better not be their parents. I swear to God, they better not be coming in unannounced to my home and shit. You know, is that one family that has entitled family members, bro? That
Oh,
think
the
they own
in-laws.
shit.
Oh, the in-laws.
Yeah, the in-laws, they think they own shit. Like, no. You messed the wrong motherfucker, all right? If my own parents don't do that shit, you are not doing that for me. Not
But
my
see, this is why when you get married, before you get married, you should have a relationship with the in-laws to where they not only like you as a fit for their child, but they also respect the boundary of, hey, this is our relationship at the end of the day.
yeah, because
Like
then
I have love for you as their mother and father. You're very nice to me. You treat me as if I'm your child, and I'll treat you like you're my like secondary parents because that's what you become. But at the end of the day, this is our relationship. This is going to be between me and my wife, and our issues we are going to handle and deal with ourselves. So that needs to be established before y'all even cross the berm.
mhm. I want to hear Hashim's crazy take on that question, though. This can be
Oh,
cut out, but I'm curious.
What's the? Oh, you might hear my real response.
Yeah, yeah.
Which question? The question that Bobby just asked,
The
or
one
the one?
about the one you asked about saving your child or your wife with the pregnancy.
A few moments later.
Nah, for the question that Bobby asks, whether you, I think there's certain situations where you should prioritize your wife over your kid, and then certain situations where you prioritize your kid over your wife.
Mhm.
Um,
what
and
scenario would you prioritize your wife over children? Just curious.
if your kids just like, daddy, blah 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 blah, and be like, no, this is the time that I actually spend with my wife, blah blah blah. You know, it's just there's certain times where I don't think your kid needs all the attention because that would lead to your marriage just falling apart. From my perspective,
Mhm.
if you're each of you just focusing on the kid and not focusing on each other even one time,
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah, I
date
get
night.
that. Mhm.
But you also prioritize your kid when he's like, I'm protecting my kid no matter what. If somebody doing something to my kid, I'm protecting them. You know, so that's why I think there's situations throughout even throughout the day that you're just gonna be like, all right, you know, prioritize.
I will say I think one way that people should prioritize their spouse or partners in relation to the kids, not necessarily over the kids, is when it comes to discipline. Like if the kids are acting up, for example, or they're messing up in school, I think sometimes kids become smart and they try to pin the parents against each other. And on that front, I think the parents should 100% be in alignment because at the end of the day, we are co-parenting. And even though we can prioritize the kids as our, number one, heart and soul, like we have to be on the same page as parents as well, not just as partners, because we need to make sure these kids aren't trying to manipulate us or try to use, oh, I'll go to mommy when I get in trouble because she'll be nicer compared to daddy or vice
Mhm.
versa. On that front, I definitely think you should prioritize your relationship with your partner to make sure, hey, are we on the same page so that they don't try to, use one of us against the other one? Because that happens too. So, final advice or thoughts?
Hey, talk it out. You know, uh, nothing gets done without communication.
Your parents will be there for you always. So there's a time and place. This is your wife. Spend time with your wife. Give her the attention she deserves. Make sure she treats you right though, as well.
I mean, he married her, so
I, like I said, sometimes you, people will be showing their asses in different situations that you never would have known. You gotta know a person, but there's always different situations in life where now it's the trial and tribulation time. Now it's like, oh, I didn't know this about you. Let's get through this hurdle together. You feel me?
You
She
got it.
didn't.
Okay.
She didn't know about this whole mother situation being a thing. They got to get through it, even though they married.
Listen,
true.
man, before you get married, you got to know the person that you're with and know how your parents are going to react. At the end of the day, once you get married, you decide to make a lifelong commitment to that person and to your future children if you have children. So they always should be the priority over anything else or anybody else for the most part, outside of emergency situations, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But that does not mean you should shun out your mom. That is your mother at the end of the day. And the better the relationship is with your mom and wife, the happier they will be, and henceforth the happier you will be. So
don't cancel your dinner dates and shit with your wife just because your mom has something trivial going on. All right, designate the time. Prioritize your wife and make time for your moms, but you got to know when to do so.
happy wife, happy life, happy girl, happy world.
Happy spouse, good ass house.
On God. All right. Well, on that note, thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think. Have you been in this scenario? Do you know anyone in this scenario? What would you do in this scenario? Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on IG, HBCU3, on TikTok, the HBCU podcast. All our individual socials is on IG page. We'll be back soon. Have a good day. We out of here. Peace.